Hey guys, this is Jorge from the Big Band Podcast. I am here with my co-host Adrian. So today's episode, we'll discuss, does the internet bring out the good or the bad in us? The reason we are, you know, want to discuss this is because you brought up a World of Warcraft video that I've never seen before. Obviously, the gamer here, or the gamer here is Adrian. So, can you explain what the video of World of Warcraft is about?
Well, this video in particular is about like five of the most fucked up things that happen in World of Warcraft and that were created by the players, not by anything else, like the creators, stuff like that. There is another video that has fucked up things that the creators put in the game,
Mm-hmm.
but this one was just like things the players did to fuck up everyone's life, like dick move. I think it's five dick moves or the biggest five dick moves in World of Warcraft. That's the name of the video, and yeah, we were looking for a topic, and I suggested it to Jorge because I think it's it's very curious how our minds work and how if we're giving a virtual world we tend to go towards killing it or destroying it. And then even the guy who's narrating the video, he's like, it speaks volumes of people that they're given a world where they have fun and they can play, and their instinct is to destroy it, to cause mayhem and destroy their place where they have fun. So I think it's a very interesting topic, and we can I mean we can compare it to not just games, but having your online persona. Some
Yeah.
people, what I was telling Jorge is that I think the your online persona is like one of three things. One, if you're a good person, it amplifies that, and you want to help more. You're able to help more. In my case, that is my case. I'm a good person in life, and in the game, I'm like, hey, you want some gold? I'll give you some gold. Hey, you need help with quest? I'll take you on quest. Blah blah blah. Like helping people. There are other people who are just trolls that just wanna uh, bully people. Like if you're a level 20 and you're out questing, you're learning the ropes of the game, and then you see a level 100 from the opposing faction come in and kill you. And one thing is that he kills you and moves on, and the other thing is that he kills you and he camps you. That it's pretty much he stays there and kills you every time you resurrect. He has nothing to do, and I mean he ruins the game for the newbie, for the new player, which is just he's just trying to figure things out. And then there's the other one that you could be a good person or a bad person in real life, and you are the opposite online. Which I don't know people like that, but I mean that has to happen. It has to happen. So that's pretty much what we want to talk about today.
Yeah. It's like we're talking about the Grand Theft Auto. Grand
Yeah.
Theft Auto is for me, it's one of my favorite games of all time. Right behind Metal Gear Solid and the Splinter Cell series and the Hitman series. But bar none, for me, Grand Theft Auto is just damn fun. The reason being is obviously because if you take a look at the more recent ones, starting I think with what was it, Grand Theft Auto 3, or no, Grand Theft Auto. It was the one before. It was number 4. Grand Theft Auto number 4. Because it has, like, they put. I remember that game because they put a heist from the movie Heat on there. Remember that one?
It was number 4.
Yeah.
4 is the one with the Russian guy, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't play that one.
Yeah, and that was like, whoa, my god! Like, you can play, like, obviously I like the movie Heat, so I remember that. But the point is that in Grand Theft Auto, there are no damn rules. So you can run over people, you can do drive-bys, You can shoot people on the street. You can blow up stuff. You can do whatever the hell you want. You can shoot the police. You can, I mean, pretty much anything you damn want, you can do it. And there's even videos on YouTube of people taking it to the extreme of to how much they can do when you apply the cheat codes.
Oh yeah.
Because it just gives you unlimited, you know, there's no damn rules. I mean, and it's like playing out
no consequence.
Yeah, it's like playing out your fantasy, taking out your frustrations on digital beings that don't exist, obviously. When, you know, on the outside world, if you do anything of that, obviously you end up in fucking jail or dead.
Yeah. I mean,
right?
There's a.
But you know what? Like even saying that, you know, we can do all these stuff in Grand Theft Auto, it doesn't go to our heads. Like you and I, we can play 3 hours of Grand Theft Auto and we don't get activated or triggered to go out and, you know, go on a shooting spree.
Yeah. No.
We're like, oh, that was fun, and then, you know, we go back to whatever.
Yeah.
We didn't get triggered by that. But, you know, in games like World of Warcraft, which is like an online game, multiple players at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, you see all types of shit. I mean, and you more because you played it more than I have. You see all these dark sides of people coming out.
Yeah, I mean, it lends itself to trolling. I mean, the thing is, I think most of the people start out normal, and back in what they call vanilla WoW, which is before an expansion, the top level was 60. So you could get to level 60 in about 2 weeks or maybe a month. And then what? If you're not doing end game, which a lot of people weren't doing because vanilla WoW was one of the hardest end games ever. So then what do you do? You're at level 60. What do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's where your evilness, your darkness comes out, because you're bored and you want to have fun.
Are there games? Oh yeah, I'm just remembered. Like Gears of War, there's this, like they give you extra boosts if you use like a chainsaw. Like the more like the more gory you go or the more extreme you go, you get boosts for whatever. But see, that's now that world in that particular game, which I also like.
Gears of War.
Yeah. Like it's like another it's not like Grand Theft Auto that's like has cities and whatnot and, you know, cars and guns. This one's like a complete fantasy.
Yeah.
You're getting attacked by freaking cockroaches or you know, I don't know what the hell to call these things.
Which one?
Like the ones that look like cockroaches, the ones that try to bite you, and then you go. You remember them?
Yeah.
They look like cockroaches. But anyway, like
the bad guys in Gears of War are locusts. They're called locusts, but I don't know if the
no, there's other ones. Like they look like freaking cockroaches.
I don't remember.
Because you can smash them too.
Oh.
and they sound like when you're smashing like a cockroach, like you hear that, but with an extra a little more extra. But anyway, the point is that, you know, are there games where you get rewarded?
Yeah.
For your darkness?
Bulletstorm.
Bulletstorm.
Bulletstorm is it's a game that gave you points that you can spend to better your abilities, but it gave you points on how creative you could get. You have two moves that you use a lot. One is the kick. You have a powerful kick, and the other one is like out of your wrist comes like a lasso kind of thing, like a rope kind of thing that you can throw out. You grab a monster and pull it towards you, and then, I mean, this is where the creativeness kicks in, but you can kick it back onto a wall of spikes, or you can position yourself between a wall or between something and then throw the lasso and pull it toward that wall. You can kick it off a ledge. You can kick it towards whatever is in your vicinity, like maybe a tank of gasoline that blows up, and or you can kick it in the balls, or you can shoot it in the balls, and or you can pull it towards you and shoot him in the head like a headshot. I mean,
Yeah.
there's like thousands of things you can literally do with the game because
Yeah.
it's a game that wants to reward you on how cruel you can be to the bad guys.
My God.
And it's fun. It's a fun game. It also has a story and has a lot of different guns and stuff like that. But yeah, that's one of the games that reward you for your creative
It's
darkness.
But see, I just remember right now, like in Grand Theft Auto, I used to spend time with, like we obviously when you kill somebody, they stay on the floor, and then you can go and like zoom in with the shotgun or with the machine gun and point in their head and shoot them, and they'll move and they'll do their squirts like the blood thing. But see, it's like the curiosity. What if I use the shotgun in his head? It's gonna blow up. Like we all have that curiosity of, like if I shoot him in the balls, like what's obviously they don't take it that far in terms of the game design, but we still, with a freaking curiosity, we go and try to do all types of shit. Like, what if I shoot multiple times of it at his arm? Would it pull off? Will it break off?
I mean, to me, those kinds of things are more of a benchmarking process. To me, as like, okay, let's see if these guys are if I play a game, and I start thinking of all those things, it's like, okay, let's see if these guys put in this detail. If I shoot him in the arm and a piece of meat falls off,
That's great.
can I
Yeah.
keep shooting it and will it all fall off?
Yeah.
Or yeah, what if I shoot him in the head with a shotgun? Will it blow up, or is it the same animation as with a normal bullet? Or, I mean, or a bazooka? What happens if I shoot him with a bazooka? Will he explode, or will he just die? And for me, it's more of a benchmarking process
Yeah.
about how the more details it has. To me, it's the best. It's a better game because you know that these guys put like time into those details. But to me, it's a benchmarking process, not so much as like I want to see his head being blown up or stuff like that, or blow his arms off. There was this game that kind of was popular for that. That if you shot him in the head with a shotgun, it would blow up, and or the legs, you can shoot the leg and blow up, and the guy would be limping and stuff like that. It was something about, I think it was Universal Soldier or Soldier of Fortune. Soldier of Fortune.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, it was famous for that because it was the first person shooter to be that real and violent and stuff like that. So yeah, that's where my benchmarking process started.
I think there's definitely some very fucked up people out there. We all know that, because I've never been triggered to, like, playing video games have never triggered that sense of I want to do this in the real world because this feels so damn good.
Yeah.
like no, it's just fun that you can do these things. Like it stimulates your curiosity to try it and just see what happens. But it's never been a thing for me where I say, damn, I'm gonna go buy a gun right now, and I feel like buying a gun and shooting somebody in the freaking head and play out my fantasy in the real world. like it's never been a case like that.
No.
But there's people who do these shit like I mean, how many the video that you showed me about the World of Warcraft, that the blood thing,
The corrupted blood
the
plague.
corrupted blood incident, like that created a story worldwide where like the CDC got involved, the Center of Disease Control, for those listening, got involved because they wanted to try out like the model, kind of experiment with the model for a wide epidemic, like, and then the anti-terrorism, someone for anti-terrorism also contact Blizzard to see what the fuck. I mean, it's like, because they're thinking, well, some crazy motherfucker's gonna, have an idea. They might try to pull this off. They get some inspiration and they go out into the real world and try this stuff. Like, I think for the crazy fuckers out there, like the video games are a huge sense of, like they take out their frustrations, but also a sense of like inspiration, because they get free ideas of what to do, of what to frickin' do. Like we all like Listen, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Fuck it, just for the hell of it.
Okay,
Like
throw it.
like when I was when I was really really young, I used to watch Steven Seagal movies and Van Damme movies.
Yeah.
And obviously Rambo and all these movies. So I like war movies. I like that stuff. I like all that stuff. And I also have a very short circuit. Like I don't have a lot of patience. So when I was in school, I think it was in primary school. Yeah, primary school. Like what is that? Like in the United States.
Yeah, primary.
Primary school. Yeah. Anyway,
Elementary.
primary school. Yeah. So I was, and for you guys that never seen me in person or seen a picture of me, I have scars in my face because I have a previous accident. So when I went to school, one of the like my mom had this like what's gonna happen when he goes to school with his scars in his face, right? How is he gonna react to that? How are people gonna react to him? So what's funny is that I never got bullied for it. But I did get bullied for other things. Not bullied. It's more like people who just fucking like annoying people. So there was a lot of annoying people in my class, and when it got too annoyed for me, I reacted in a very violent way. So I got inspired by Steven Seagal and Van Damme to in this particular case to take out one guy and smash his head against the desk. um, because that's what I saw in the freaking movies. And because I've seen it so many times, it became very easy to me to just like feel like freaking Superman and get this guy and just grab his head and smash it into a freaking desk. And that's what I opted to do one time. And obviously, I did it in front of the teacher, and the teacher thought like, this guy's freaking crazy. And my parents ended up in the principal's office because your son is very violent, motherfucker. So which then triggered my parents to put me in freaking karate class, and then I took out my frustrations with my karate mates. Because I didn't like getting touched. I never won a freaking championships because I was very violent. I never made it past either the first or second round because if I got hit very hard, I took it on the other guy and it smashed his head. So I never made it. But anyway, what I'm trying to make is that I had triggers back then that triggered my violent side. But it was more of a, if you poke me or annoy me, that violent side comes out. It wasn't like, oh shit, like I want to go out and put all these techniques that I'm learning from Steven Seagal and Van Damme to the test. It was more of a, I have him in there and somebody push the right button, it's just gonna come out. But some people are they have this quick trigger that they see something and inspired for it, and then they try to play out in the real world. Either trying to be an asshole, trolling people on social media, or being dicks on video games that are massive online games. Because I have a blog, and people have asked me this, like, do you ever get like negative comments? And I'm like, the comments that I get, if they're negative, I don't take them that way. I've taken it as somebody actually being honest and trying to I like the way I see it is, if you listen to these podcasts or you read what I write, you will know that I'm a pretty straight shooter. So if somebody leaves a negative comment or what seems like a negative comment on my blog, I see it more as this person's being direct with me because he can be direct. So I don't see it as a negative comment. I see it more like, oh, he's being straight with me. Cool. I like straight people.
Yeah.
But never have I received like a trolling thing, like, oh, you always write about the same shit. You should start writing about some other shit, or something along those lines. It's more like, oh, you shouldn't write this because you're gonna get in trouble. This is a true story. Somebody might not hire you, type of shit. But I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like the guy's probably showing his real side, because he's insecure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's never been the case. Now, but see, there's people who are really assholes, and they try to
Ruin it for
ruffle feathers just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Just to tickle their funny bone or whatever the fuck. and those are, you obviously can tell when somebody's doing that because it's freaking annoying.
But I mean, okay, I just thought about this. The guy who found out that he could smuggle the plague outside of the dungeon, was he a good person or a bad person? What was? I mean, the thing is
I think we all have the dark side. Like I can tell you that I always say this. I'm gonna say in Spanish. I don't like it when Jorgito comes out because Jorgito is not a good guy. He's an angry motherfucker. Jorgito feels like Hulk.
But I mean, right now you're talking about anger.
Yeah.
Your dark side is anger.
But something's triggered.
Yeah.
And I think some people, they feel like a permission to kill online, and brings out that dark side, whether it's anger, whether it's a frustration, like negativity. Period.
Because we have that instance where this blood plague was transported into the real world of Warcraft, into cities, so they could fuck up everyone. And then we have the other occurrence where hackers found a way to one-shot everyone, which that means to kill anyone with one hit.
Yeah.
And what they did...
Like the guy from Dallas last week.
What happened? I don't know.
He was taking out police officers.
Oh,
deliberately.
The sniper?
Yeah.
Oh, well, kind of like that, but no one was hurt
like, holy
in World of Warcraft.
What the F, man?
Yeah, and then, well, that was one instance. The other one was the hackers that they were killing everyone with one hit. So when they found out that the trial accounts that they were using for this hack were being banned, and they knew they had like a few minutes before they were banned themselves, what they did was they went to the nearest city and started killing everyone until they were forced to stop, which was being banned from the game. So I mean, when you have that power and you know that they're banning all the players involved, what goes into your head that you're like, oh fuck, I gotta go kill everyone I can before I mean
I think it's like the question about like when you see in obviously like like this whole year and starting last year, it's like almost every other day something happens, either terrorism related or just some crazy fuck doing madness.
Yeah.
Like the sniper dude. And there's always like the news after, it's like the same question. What was we don't know what the motive was. Like they want to know what the motive is. Obviously they want to know, but the people are fucking dead, so we can't know. We can assume, but obviously we have to consider that some people are fucking sick. Mental sickness. I mean I just can't explain it like I was saying just a few minutes ago. Like we all have our dark sides. I know I do, but it's never been a case of. Now I will be honest. Have I thought about killing somebody? Yes. I think we all have. And I think if you haven't, you've never really been tested. I mean, honestly, like I wanted to be in the military a long time ago. And my motivation was, number one, like I think this is cool, like you fly planes. That was my whole thing. Like fly planes or either be part of SEALs. But the other part was like I get to act out like G.I. Joe and actually, fight for freedom. And at the same time, feel like I just killed some bad people, right? Some bad guys, like in G.I. Joe,
yeah.
Right? So I had I had that in me, like, I'm not. It's not a. I'm not gonna say it's not. I mean, but I think people who spend more time thinking about like how does it feel to kill somebody, to do something bad, like I think they're like on that edge all the time, and if that trigger comes at the right time, it's like, bam, like they go off, and then there's the crazy, like the really crazy motherfuckers, but also smart ones, like these psychopaths who you can never tell, but they're scheming stuff, and they actually use their brains to outthink everybody, and it's like, and then when they catch them, they tell you everything, like without like coldly tell it. Like I remember this guy who appeared. I don't remember if he appeared in the news or whatever, but I read about it. Like he was they like some neighbor, you know, kind of like got this idea that he was hiding something in a shed next door. So he called the police, and the police, you know, came in, and they found out like his whole stash of like bombs, uh, guns, grenades, like this whole stash to go to war. And they caught him before he even did anything. So when they caught him and they took him to the interrogation room, they started to integrate him, and he never flinched. He just started telling them exactly what he wanted to do, when he was planning to do it, why he wanted to do it, like this whole thing. And it was like shit, like we don't have to ask the guy. He's damn crazy. He's telling us everything. Right? It's nuts. So there's like all these extremes of people. Like it's just madness.
Yeah.
It's just madness. Like you can't tell when somebody's gonna snap and freaking do something. Like it'd be cool. Like if we could, like I don't know if I ever discussed this with you. Like wouldn't it be cool? Like because we talk about all these shit about the Internet of Things and whatnot, smart objects and shit. But how about like implanting something that reads our brainwaves and can predict when we're gonna act out like a freaking asshole, or we're gonna act like fucking genius. Right? So green for genius moment, red for freaking get out of the freaking way, or stop me.
There's an anime that talks about that.
Yeah, like imagine that, like, oh, this fucker's high. Like imagine if we could read our own, like the sensor implanted into our brains, like gives out like a freaking signal that we're lying, and you know, bam bam, like there's this signal coming out of somewhere and saying, oh, we're lying, like, oh, you're freaking lying, fucker.
Like Psychopaths is the anime, and it talks about your it has a rating of how psychotic you are,
Yeah,
of how unstable you are.
mentally unstable.
Yeah,
Right?
so if you're green, but if you get yellow, you might need to go to a psychologist so he can either give you some medication or whatever, or treat you, or if you're red, you're probably gonna get in towards yellow.
Like I'm just thinking about it right now. Like I'd be more concerned. Like if I hand, I don't know, somebody who's like this person who looks like a freaking angel, acts like a freaking angel, doesn't cuss, doesn't do anything. Like they're just like politically correct in every single way. And you hand them the controls to Grand Theft Auto, and say, go and act out your freaking fantasy. You know, run over people, do drive-bys, shoot people in the damn head, flame throw somebody.
And they
like,
don't do it.
And they don't freaking do it? Like, I'd be concerned for that.
Yeah, that'd be, to me...
I'd be concerned for that.
It would be a person that doesn't know it yet, but eventually will blow up.
Yeah, I'd be concerned for that. I'd be concerned. Like, you know, it's funny because just about 2 months ago, I have a friend who's actually very, like, politically correct. He cusses, but he's very, you know, very conservative. And there's this colleague, and she's very, like, you know, very loud, quiet, outspoken. Like, she's just out there, just like me. But I think she's way more out there than me. So we were discussing like different personalities, and she was saying I'd be more concerned of him than from Jorge, because Jorge, I know what I'm getting. You know, he's honest all the time. He's just himself all the freaking time. But this guy, like, I don't know what to expect. Like I'm concerned. Like if what if like what how does he act when he's drunk? Like I don't know. Like you don't know what to expect as a woman. If I go out with him, like I'm gonna be concerned. But with you, I'm like, fuck, I know what's gonna happen. Right? And that's kind of how it goes. Like we can't tell like the dark side of every person. I think everybody has one.
Okay, so everyone has a dark side. Can we use video games to
To
determine?
find out,
Yeah.
I think they tried. But I think because it's kind of like you're primed to do it, like to act out. I think you can't actually hide it unless they do like EEG, like the EEG thing. That's like this. It's basically like they put like these old wires on your head, and they measure when certain parts of your brain fire up for specific actions. And I think I don't know if they've ever done it. They probably have. I don't know if they're like going and answering this question. I think they're more like answering the question of like what fires up when you do certain things, and like the pleasure zone of the amygdala fires up when you do certain things. Bam, like it's like oh shit, like you feel rewarded for that. Oh, you just ran over somebody in freaking Grand Theft Auto. You feel pleasure from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But you can't determine it because it's like across the board. You can't. I mean, it's like insane. It's just very hard. It's very hard. Like what if, I'm pretty sure they try these things. I mean, it's very easy to do it. Just like a freaking device you put in your head and go out and try these things. But like, are you a cheater?
Am I a cheater?
Like like answering that question. How do we know if somebody's a cheater or not? Like, if you're a cheater, does that mean that your dark side is going to be triggered? And if you're not?
I mean, I think you can use video games to learn all this stuff. Because, I mean, for example, you were talking about Grand Theft Auto cheats.
Yeah.
And I know I've used them, but I think the last time I used them were in Grand Theft Auto 3. Like, I didn't use them in the fifth one. I was just playing and trying to earn my living, doing illegal shit, but I was earning my living and buying
without the cheats.
Yeah, without the cheats. So
which is like a challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
I think like I also did it that way. Obviously, when you finish the game, that's when you put the cheats in.
Yeah.
Because you go all out. But if you're playing the game, like if you really want to play the game, I mean, you're not gonna use cheats. you wanna go through it.
I think cheats eventually they take the fun away.
Yeah.
They take the fun away, even if it's for like a few minutes that you're like, oh, I want to see what it's like to fly this plane or to have an F-16 or something like that in the game, because they're not easily accessible. But yeah, the other incident was that we looked at was the funeral thing in World of Warcraft, where the guild of a guy who died in real life decided to create a funeral in the middle of the battleground, per se, in a PvP server, which is you can kill anyone in certain zones, whether they want it or not. So they decided to hold a funeral, and I think they were all dressed like in armor that was more visual than like used for battle. So they weren't ready to fight. You could kill them easily, and they told everyone on the server, you know what, we need you to not attack us because we're gonna hold a funeral for our friend who died in real life, blah blah blah. So that was a nice touching moment from all of the friends of this guy, but then we got another guild who was like, fuck this shit. And they decided to kill everyone.
Oh my god.
They were just like, they're not gonna be ready to attack us, they're not gonna be ready to fight, and they're gonna have one less guy. So let's kill them. And they actually murdered everyone. And well, a lot of things happened in the forums about people like, hey guys, I mean, couldn't you hold out on not attacking them for a few hours, for an hour or something like that, but they were like, hey, it's a PvP server. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
So I think you can see both ends of the spectrum there. The nice people in a game get slaughtered by evil
Yeah.
people in the game. And I mean, is that considered evil? I think it's more of a moral thing, right?
Yeah.
Not
Like I think that that some of us are more intrigued by the dark side. Like I've always been curious about the dark side of things. Like I have no issues, considering, you know, I have no issues with considering the dark side of things. Like that's interesting to me. Like the contrast between good and bad. So that's always been interesting to me. But I've never been like I was saying, felt the trigger to actually do something dark. It's more like I'm interested in it, in understanding it, but at the same time, like you can't, like, there's signals that something bad may happen, like somebody's gonna be triggered, but you can never tell. It's just insane. It's very hard. Like you like I was saying, if I hand you the controls right now, and go and act out your fantasies. Like if you don't do it, I'm gonna be like, I'm a little concerned about that. maybe because you're not curious about it, or maybe because I don't want to do it. Like, why won't you want to do it? Like, it's free. There's no consequence.
I don't know.
It's funny.
There's this kind of like a joke online that I read somewhere that's I don't even remember what it was. I just remember if it's a joke or not. I don't remember that. I just remember the thing that, I mean, what happens when you are brought up thinking that you're not supposed to hit a woman, which is something that I was brought up with. And what if you meet a girl who likes
getting beat up?
Yeah, that turns her on. I mean,
during sex. Oh,
yeah, it's like,
hit me and shit.
Yeah, hit me. You're like, fuck. I mean,
I couldn't do it.
I mean, spanking I could do, but other than that,
yeah, like spanking, that's normal, but
that would be hard for me.
Or imagine she hits you, because she likes doing that shit, or starts scratch like what the fuck?
Why are you hitting me? I don't like that. It's not turning me on. But I mean that's for example, that's something that can happen, and I think that's the same thing in video games. If for example, if I was part of the raid, of the guild that was gonna attack the funeral, I couldn't do it. I'm like, dude, come on, don't be I mean, that's a dick move. It's called top dick moves, and it was the number one dick move. It is a dick move, so I couldn't do it. I would say, you know what, guys, I'm not gonna participate in that. I'd be the guy like doing the funeral, participating in the funeral, but I don't know. I mean, so that makes me think: are all these big guys attracted to each other because they're in the same guild? I mean, we're fucked if people can come together and form groups. I mean, we have Donald Trump supporters, so yeah it's.
I mean, listen, people are weird, and I think it's there's this quote by Nietzsche that says that madness in groups is madness in an individual is he tries to compare basically madness between individual and groups, and the worst kind is in groups, because it's contagious. It's contagious. But an individual, I mean, you could be just acting out just to see what happens, right? Just fucking with it, but you might not really want to. It's like suicide. If you really want to commit suicide, I had this friend who wanted to commit suicide, and I always teased her, like, oh, I called her up and I say, hey, have you committed suicide? So it was reverse psychology, obviously, because I knew she was not gonna do it. And she'd be like I was trying to break her down, basically, not to make her commit suicide, but I was trying, because I knew she wasn't up to the challenge to commit suicide. because she wanted the attention at that particular moment, and her reasons for committing suicide were basically very stupid, and that's the reason why I said, oh, she's not gonna do this. This is stupid. So I would call her up and say, hey, you committed suicide yet? And then I started taking like a freaking joke, like, okay, you want me to help you commit suicide? Is that what you want? Because she always called me, oh, I need you. I feel like I'm gonna do something rotten, not right. And I'm like, what? Like commit suicide? If you want to commit suicide, you've done it already.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's very simple, right? But anyway, I think we're going in other directions here. But I think the bottom line is that I think we all have like that good and dark side. Obviously, otherwise there wouldn't be evildoers and good do-gooders, like all this fantasy stuff of the superheroes and whatnot. I mean, there's a reason why they exist. Because it's like playing out our fantasies. Imagining what would be if like, it's as simple as being a freaking actor. You get to act out as like, imagine playing Al Capone. You get to act out like a mega
Dominion.
yeah.
But you'd be acting as what you think Al Capone would be acting.
Yeah, but you have certain description of what that is, and you play out, you're gonna feel like a freaking guy.
Did you see Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Remember Tuco?
Yeah.
That guy had a lot of problems doing that role. He said it was very exhausting being that guy, like getting to that mind space.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe that lets me think that guy is a good guy in his everyday life. I mean, because he had he said he was so happy that they killed him because it was so hard doing that role. Like
I always said that, don't make me like you and I even talk about it. Like, okay, we do a movie. Like, don't act out like a happy-go-lucky guy.
Yeah.
I just can't act like that. It's just it will drain the fuck out of me. Like acting all positive all the time. Like, shit.
That'd be a draining character for you.
That'd be a draining character for me. Not because I'm not positive, but because it's like, it's just impossible. But all right. But anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think we all have a dark side? Have you ever wanted to play out your dark side, either online or offline? Why have you wanted to do that, if you have? And if you haven't, why
haven't you?
What's stopping you from having these extreme thoughts of madness, either online or offline? Well, we'll talk to you next week. Cheers.